Welcome to the Sharpe Way show. Yes, it is Tuesday evening and we are back on track, 7 p.m. So now it is last weekend today. Yes, the special. When we talk about the last weekend's news, I'm going to cheat a little bit this evening and talk a little bit about today and yesterday's news also. But talk about the news, show you a couple clips, and kind of give you my take on some stuff that's probably going to drive you a little bit crazy. But that's okay. I don't mind driving you a little bit crazy. I think you want to see what's going on and get a different take on what you might hear or think about. As always, please like, share, comment. It matters. We have to make sure that we grow our media to the best of our ability. Head over to my Facebook page, The Sharpe Way. Like the Sharpe Way Facebook page. Like the Sharpe Way YouTube and click the notifications so you know when I'm going live. And also follow me on Twitter. It matters. If you got a couple of bucks, head over to patreon.com/SharpeWay. Throw me 5, 10, 20. If you got lots of money, throw me $100 a month. Do what you got to do to make that happen. But either way, we have to rock and roll. That's what I want. Yes, it is me, Daniel. I'm here. I want to bring up a couple of clips from relatively recently. This one is going to be a little bit New York centered. However, it's going to affect everybody who's watching because, as I always say, New York is a battleground state. And what happens in New York is coming to your town. What's happening in New York is going to come, to some other, it's going to come to some other state. It's going to happen. So let me give you a little bit of what you may or may not want to see. Let me see what I can do here because this is my governor. I'm going to rant a little bit on this. I'm letting you know there will be a little bit of ranting on this one because this part kind of drives me crazy. Again, this is my governor talking.
Second track is while we're reopening, supercharge the reopening.
We're going to he is going to supercharge the reopening of New York State. Supercharge. Boy, am I excited because you know what my governor does really well? Supercharged stuff. Because, Matt, our economy has been, a disaster for 10 years in a row, losing over 1 million people, losing jobs, losing businesses. Literally, I was in D.C. about a year ago, not in New York City, D.C., talking to people in a blockchain convention, and they were talking about the business flight out of New York State. That's what they were talking about. They weren't New Yorkers. They were not New Yorkers. They know how bad this is. So I'm sure my governor, supercharge. Here we go.
Stock market open today. We want that economy to come roaring back.
Stock market's rocking and rolling today. Why? Volatility. What does that mean? If it's volatile, people want to trade. How does the stock market make money? On trades. That doesn't pay my rent or my bills or your bills or anything. All that does is ensure that people are trading stocks a lot, which is nice. I'm happy if you want to trade stocks. Please trade stocks. It's amazing. But that doesn't mean our economy's growing. Doesn't mean any of that.
We want it to come roaring back.
Roaring back.
And that's not going to happen.
No.
Just by wishing it to be so.
Wait a minute. You wish to destroy our economy, and that worked like a charm. I mean, that was amazing. I thought you had magical powers. You said overnight, economy shut down and be destroyed, and boom, it was gone. That was very well done. I'm surprised to hear, Your Majesty, King Andrew, that you don't have magic powers and you can't make it come back. You made it go away. Okay. I'm surprised. You are hurting my image of you. Tell me more, please.
We have to take an affirmative action. We have to be part of that.
And
today is page 1 of that chapter.
Page 1.
I don't believe that the economy just bounces back.
Now, did he just say we're going to supercharge it? And, we can't just make it happen. And then he literally says, you can read it. I don't believe the economy bounces back. Yeah. Didn't take a degree in economics to figure that one out. I kind of get that one too. And yes, Anthony, I am sure he needs federal money to supercharge that economy. Yep, Anthony, I think we know how this ends. Like we've watched this movie before and we know how that one ends. Yeah, that's how this movie ends. This movie ends with If Trump doesn't give me money, then it's his fault when the economy doesn't come back. That's how this movie ends. You know the movie already, Anthony. That's how it works. See, if I can blame someone else for this, well, look at that. Even though he destroyed it, what are you going to do? Totally true. Absolutely. But here we go. Let's watch some of this movie nostalgically as if we don't know how it's going to end.
Some economists say,
some do.
We artificially stop the economy. We release it.
We artificially stop the economy. I want to be clear on what he just said. We artificially stopped the economy. It was just people. We just did it. We all agreed to just destroy ourselves. You know, it's not his fault. We just decided. I love that. I love how he does that. And yes, you have a degree in economics, Tim, and you figured it out. I love that. It's official. He is completely full of it. That's absolutely true. There is no doubt that he is. Thank you. Thank you for saying it. Okay.
It went down. It's going to come right back.
It went down. I don't know how that happened. Could it be you trashed it? No. It just went down. It'll come back up.
In a straight line. I don't believe it comes straight back.
You don't? Okay. What's it going to do?
I believe it bounces back.
Does? Okay. Well, okay.
But it bounces.
You just said in the screen before that it's not going to bounce back. Now you say it does bounce back, but different. Okay. So like not as good?
Back
not
differently.
Differently.
We talk about the normal and the new normal. I think you're going to see the same thing with the economy. I don't think it comes right back to where it was.
Why would it do that?
It's not like bouncing a basketball. You bounce a basketball, it goes down, it comes straight back up.
I didn't know that. Thank you.
It's like dropping a football.
Football.
A football, depending on how it hits, it goes off on different angles.
Because who could judge this? Back up. We can't judge this. This is exactly right, Tim. Now he's actually telling the truth. But none of it's his fault. See, it's like, you know, if you guys would just drop basketballs instead of footballs, we'd all be fine. But we keep dropping footballs, Tim. Why don't we tell this guy to drop some basketballs? It'll bounce right back. God, you people don't know economics. It's basic economics. Drop basketballs, not footballs, and we're good.
I don't think it comes straight back up.
See?
And I think there will be winners and losers in this new economy.
Really?
I think the top end of the economy will be fine.
This guy is a genius. What this guy says is there'll be winners and losers in an economy. Tim, this guy might have a degree in economics. That's some brilliant stuff right there. And then he says, if you hear him, and the top end will be fine. So wait a minute. The rich people will be okay? Oh, this guy's amazing. Why do we love him? I don't understand why New Yorkers love this guy so much. They vote for him again and again and again. And what is he saying? Wow. Horrible. Really. I should just drop basketballs. We've been fine. It's a football thing. Come on, Tim. You dropped the ball in this one, and you dropped the football, not even a basketball. God, Tim, where were you when I need you?
They always are.
They always are.
It always works out for them.
Yeah, okay.
You look at the 2008 recession after the mortgage fraud,
2008.
the bailouts.
Yep.
The big banks were the first one to come back fine.
Look at that. And you know who was talking about that bailout? That would be you and Obama, right? Who were all part of that bailout, that the banks got all that money back. And wasn't it, there was somebody who was talking when they were running for governor about the idea of how the 2008, there was no real recovery from that, and how that was going to cause another one coming up here and trash our pensions. What gubernatorial candidate was that? Oh, right, me, who was saying exactly this when I was running 2 years ago, and the media said, don't listen to Larry Sharpe. We'll just wait till this guy trashes our economy, then we'll listen to him. Yeah, brilliant. All you guys who voted for this guy and you lost your job, your fault. He did it. I want to be very clear on this. I say it so many times. I'm going to keep saying it. The next time someone says, you know, I lost my job because of COVID, or I lost my business because of COVID, or this happened because of COVID. No, you didn't. It happened because of the government. It happened because of the government. It didn't happen because of COVID. COVID didn't fire you. COVID didn't destroy your business. It didn't. It might have killed or hurt someone you know. That's possible. And if it happened, I am sorry. I hate if you've lost a loved one. All I'm saying is COVID didn't destroy the economy. The guy with his hand in the air right now doing this, telling us about how the rich are going to be fine, and you should just be okay with this, accept that the rich are going to be fine. The Democrat who was telling you that the rich are going to be fine and just shut up and get over it, that's the guy who destroyed the economy. That's the guy who got rid of your job or your business, not COVID. COVID doesn't come and give you fines. COVID doesn't tell you can't go home. That's not what COVID does. No, this guy did that happily. And we sat there and said, yay, give us more. Here we go. We're not done.
But I don't think the economy comes back for everyone everywhere the same way. I think you're going to see American workers who are laid off. That's why I'm pushing the Americans First law.
Did he say Americans first? What president who was running, who he hates, was talking about America first? Huh. Try to remember which president that was. Oh, wait, it was Trump, the guy who he hates. The guy who he's going to blame this on 100% when he runs for office again. The guy who he's going to blame it on is now, because you know who's going to be hurt? American workers in small business. But I'm wondering, of those small businesses and those American workers in New York State, why couldn't they go to work? Who was the one who told them they had to close, shut down, not go to work? That would be you, wouldn't it? You are the reason that the top end will be fine. You are the reason that American workers in small business will be hurt. If you look at that chart that he happily put there, I want to be clear, happily put there. He literally put there, that's what that is right there, wealth gap. He's now covering himself for the wealth gap. He has broken our leg and then says, you know what? I'm going to give you a cast. It's not going to heal right, but you know what? I gave you a cast. You know, I'm just letting you know you're not going to walk really well again ever. And, well, because I showed you. So there we go. New Yorkers love this guy. Now, I want to be clear about this. Most of you watching are in some way in the liberty world. Not all of you, but most of you are. And many times you will hear people say things like, we just got to be able to let the American people know because they want freedom and they want this. No, they don't. They want this guy. We have a whole lot of work to do. We have so much work to do in our movement to get people to stop thinking this guy's right. He is actually showing us right here. He's saying, here you go. Look, we're going to help the rich out. We're going to improve the wealth gap. American workers and small businesses are completely screwed. I did it all. I just did it. And oh, well. And people will vote for him again. And literally we're sitting here clapping. Yeah, thank you so much. We're sitting here clapping. There's a lot of work to do here. This is why I'm not showing this here to make you feel sad. I'm not. I'm showing you this so you can understand that we have a lot of work to do. We've got to have more conversations. We've got to talk to people and show them there is a better way, because there is a better way. There is a better way. And yes, Brian, we were at for you guys who don't know this in New York State, we were at a $6 billion deficit. Now we're at a $61 billion deficit. Our debt in New York is at least $400 billion. And now we're at a $61 billion deficit. Guys, these states, Illinois, New York, and many others, we are looking at bankruptcy. We are looking at defaulting on everything. I talked about this when I ran. I told you if you had a pension in New York State, if you don't start negotiating now, that pension's gone. It can't survive. And guess what? Time's coming now. 2-3 years from now, whenever we decide to go belly under, those pensions, gone. Gone. But Larry, it's in the Constitution. When there's no money, you don't get paid. That's how it works. We should have negotiated that out a long time ago. But again, already happening. Already happening, yes. So, yeah, I know a lot of people, they don't like them, except in the cities. They like them in Syracuse, like them in Rochester, like them in Albany. Yep, all the cities. The cities still vote blue. The idea of blue, no matter who, works every single time. Yes, again and again and again. Here we go.
Washington. I think you're going to see corporations use this as an opportunity to, in their words, restructure.
In their words, restructure. What does that mean? He doesn't know what that means. because he's never had a job outside of government. That's why he's doing the dumb air quotes, because he actually doesn't know what that means. He's never had to restructure anything. So he has no idea what that means. So that's why he's doing the stupid air quote thing, right? Because he doesn't know. But restructure doesn't always mean firing. It could mean changing where people are. It could mean shutting down offices. It could mean everything. But what does he see it as?
To get lean, to show the analysts we can increase the profit. How do you increase the profit fast in a question? You lay off workers. That's what you do.
All right. When it comes to big business, that's often true. Not always, but often true, because big business cares about analysts. That's true. Does your store across the street or in town care about analysts? I'm doing my stupid air quotes like he does. Analysts? No. Your store doesn't care. Does your local McDonald's, the guy who runs it, who owns it, a franchise owner, does he care? Does your local accountant, she has, 2 accountants working for her, does she care about analysts? No. She doesn't care about the market. She cares, can people come and pay my fees so I can give them a service that they find valuable? That's all she cares about. If that works, she's satisfied and she'll work her life the way she wants to work her life. This is talking big business because that's all he knows. He only knows how to take care of cronies. That's why he does this. That's why you don't even see him in any way, shape, or form even unhappy about this. Why doesn't it bother him that American workers and small businesses are going to be hurt? I thought he was a Democrat. I thought he cared about the people. I thought he did. He's not even bothered by this. I am bothered by this. I'm a small business owner. I am bothered by this. He's not. Well, there's winners and losers. Yeah, but those losers are people who had a business for 10, 15, 20 years, and they're gone now, gobbled up by bigger businesses who care about analysts. I'm doing my air quotes again. Analysts. It's embarrassingly bad that this is leadership in one of the largest states in our union. This is leadership.
And I think you're going to see corporations do that. We've lost thousands of small businesses that just are not going to reopen their doors.
Yeah.
So you're going to see pain in this new economy.
Did you hear what he just said? We're going to see small businesses not open up. Did he just figured that out today? You know what? I think some are going to open up. This whole economy that I trashed, this might actually last for a little bit longer. I can't just snap my fingers and bring them back. Wow. I can't believe that. Shocking. That's literally what he just said. And then he said, they're not going to come back. Like nothing. Do you see any care or empathy or pain in this man's face or demeanor? No, because there isn't any. Because there isn't any. His answer is just go get a job. Go get in the business. Just go. That is his only answer. There is no empathy in him because he doesn't care. But Democrats think he does. New Yorkers think he does. And sadly, and you might think, well, Larry, you worry about Republicans? No, 60% of Republicans think he's doing a good job with COVID. Yes, embarrassingly bad.
And let's start to anticipate that, and let's start to deal with that now. We know
how can we deal with it?
That government can stimulate the economy.
What does it better but government? What we actually know is government can real fast trash an economy. You prove that. I mean, when it comes to trashing an economy, you're winning. You are, wow. I mean, I'm gonna give that to you. People always tell me, they ask that question. Libertarians particularly always say, what does government do well? I think now we know. Trash an economy. Government, moi. I mean, so good. If you want your economy trashed, government is gonna be what does it best. So let's give government its props, right? As libertarians, let's give them its props. Government does do something well. Trashy economy, I could not have done it better myself. I think really, I could not have done it better. So you did trash it. So yeah. So I think the answer, of course, is government stepping in, right? Because centralized control has worked so well so far. Let's get more of it. What else would you do?
This country has done it in the past.
Yeah, it has.
Where we have engaged in major public works that made the nation better.
Yep.
And when we did it, we stimulated the economy.
Oh.
You look at all the great things that this nation did, building the Hoover Dam, the Lincoln Tunnel, all these magnificent.
But isn't that during the Depression? So is he like low-key saying we're going into depression? I think this guy's saying we're going into depression, right? Look at those years in that. That's depression time, isn't it? He's like, look at all the things we did during the Depression. So is he literally saying he just caused depression? I think he's saying that. Yeah.
Public improvements that made the nation the nation. And
the nation was not the nation before the Depression, right? I mean, we weren't really a country yet. Depression came, government stepped in. Now we're a nation. Thank you, Your Majesty. I completely agree. Everything you say, all your dictates are obviously true because you are infallible. So, yes, there we go. I think he probably should give himself a raise. Yes, I love that. Awesome. So, another ways would have been better. I agree. Yes, 100%. So, I love this. I'm surprised he didn't blame Trump for the Buffalo Billions. Give him time, Roy. Give him time. I'm sure he'll find a way to blame that. The government does make the most expensive hammers and tools in the world, Shelley. That is true. They do make the most expensive. So, look, quality over quantity. Okay, Shelley? Ask Tim. It's economics. It's like bouncing a basketball, not a football. You'll get it. You'll figure it out. Okay, so anyway. So, yes. And these make-work programs prolonged the Great Depression. Yes, they did, Anthony. They absolutely did. And I think he's okay with that. Clearly, he's showing it. And this goes back to that government money thing that we talked about. Yeah, this story is going right down that road, isn't it? Yeah, we knew it, Anthony. We knew. And he's walking down that road as we knew he would.
Created thousands of jobs at the same time.
Huh.
Now, everyone has been talking about the need to do major infrastructure in this nation.
Talking
Every president,
all day.
Democrat, Republican,
All
President Clinton talked about it, President Bush talked about it, President Obama talked about it.
Those are all presidents. I'm glad you let me know who were the last presidents because I didn't know who they were. So I'm glad you said presidents and then named them. Thank you, because I did not know who they were. You care about me, Your Majesty. Thank you.
President Trump talked about it.
Yep.
Vice President Biden talks about it.
Yep, they all do. Oh, he's the vice president.
Infrastructure needs. We're not building. The rest of the world is passing us by.
Passing us by.
True.
They are.
Well, then do something about it.
You should do something. I agree. Like maybe build a bridge and put your dad's name on it. I mean, that's what real people do, right? For those of you who don't know, in New York State, we rebuilt the bridge that used to be called the Tappan Zee Bridge. We rebuilt it, and literally, he put his dad's name on it. It is now called the Mario Cuomo Bridge. Yes. So, yeah. So, you know what? Do what His Majesty does. His Grace has decided that what you should do is build bridges and put your dad's name on it. Meanwhile, New York City's infrastructure collapses. What are you doing? Meanwhile, upstate New York has potholes in every single road in every single town. You know what you should do, though? Stop talking. Build some bridges. Put your dad's name on it. God, get it right. It's amazing that this guy can say it with a straight face. If you remember what he talked about during the campaign, he called himself a builder. His words, I'm a builder. I build. That's what I do. That's what he said during the debate. And then now he goes, well, then do it. Let's see. Who can build stuff? Government? No. Local government? No. Construction companies? No. Who can build stuff? Only federal government. Because you know what we should look at ourselves like as America today? We should look at ourselves like the ancient pharaohs of Egypt. Because only the pharaoh can build, no one else can. So we should look at ourselves like that. Wow, this is horrible. And we deal with it every single time. Well, I got to tell you, yes, it is a nice bridge, Tim. That's true. It is a nice bridge. I will give the governor that. It's a nice bridge. It's not safe. And that's been factually proven that they've already it failed inspections already. However, it is nice. It's not safe, but it doesn't matter. I mean, if people die on that bridge, they're not going to be him, and that's all he cares about. So we'll be fine. Yes. Yeah. And I read Maricopa would not have liked to have his name on the bridge. There we go. I'm not sure he actually cares. It doesn't really matter anyway. Yes. And yes, the Verrazano Bridge, $19 toll. If you don't live in New York City, you probably don't believe me, but it's true. $19 toll, $19 to cross one bridge in New York City. So why aren't you building more bridges? God, Tim, will you talk to these people? They don't understand basic economics. It's like bouncing a basketball, not a football. It's kind of simple anyway. So, any case, oh yeah, he's gonna haul blocks for my king all day long. Thank you, Tim. We will start holding blocks for the pharaoh, and we'll stop building some pyramids. That'll make him happy. I think that'll work. It's embarrassing that he actually talks this way. What he's basically saying is, let's go back to depression. Let's go back 90 years, because you know what we should do? What we did 90 years ago.
Don't just talk about it. Everybody's identified the same problem.
It's all the same problem.
Democrats and Republicans. But no.
And you've known that problem for 10 years, and you've done...
Nobody has done anything.
Yeah, including you. Isn't that amazing? Except you did build a bridge, rebuild a bridge, and put your dad's name on it. You did do that. Just make sure that we keep that piece.
If there's ever a time to actually take on
this depression that I created
of major infrastructure construction, now is the time.
That will get you right out of your problem. I agree. If there was ever a time to stop building, it's to get you out of the hole you dug. I agree. You've dug a deep hole. I agree. And if we could all just build, we can get you out of your hole, Your Majesty. I agree. We should all, Tim and I, will start holding bricks. We'll build some stuff for you. And Your Majesty your legacy will be complete. Thank you, Your Majesty. We will do so for you.
There is no better time to build than right now.
Right now.
You need to restart the economy. You need to create jobs.
I love that. He destroyed it. And the first thing, you need to. God, why don't you guys fix this economy? Don't know how this economy got so bad. Just open it up and stop building some bridges and put my dad's name on it. Wow. God, can't believe you people. I know I trashed the entire economy and shut you all down, but just build and get me out of this. I'm your king. Do as I say. That's what he's not saying, but that's what he's saying, right? I'm your king. Do as I say.
And you need to renew and repair this country's economy.
Get busy.
And its infrastructure.
Yes.
Now is the time to do it.
Now's the time.
It's especially the time to do it
because I screwed everything up.
When some of the volume is lower.
So some of the volume is low. Why would volume be lower? This is comical. But he did this live and he posted this. I'm not joking. He posted this on his website so that you could watch this again and again and again because he's so proud of this. You know, there's some volume's low.
Right?
Right?
The time to fix the hole in the roof, we would say in Queens.
The time to fix the hole in the roof, we'd say in Queens, because there's no roofs anyplace else. Only in Queens.
Is when the sun is shining.
Gotcha.
That's when you don't think that's a Queens expression? That was a Queens expression.
No, that's not. That's a human expression, knucklehead. Someone else actually looked at you and said, wow, that was dumb. And even I thought it was dumb. Everyone watching thought it was dumb. And one of your sycophants actually looked at you and was like, wow, that's even too dumb for you. Now, that guy probably is going to find himself in the dungeon later because His Majesty does not take well to that. Just saying, he will not receive that well. But anyway, at least that guy, he couldn't even stand. He was like, oh, that was dumb even for you. Yeah, even for him, that was dumb. Yeah, thank you, Brittany. I'm from Queens too. No one says that. He just made that up. He pulled that right out of his derriere and said, see, I'm one of you from Queens. You're not a plebe like us. Please stop acting like you're one of us. You're not. It's fine. You're not fooling anybody. It's fine.
That's when you fix the hole in the roof when the sun is shining.
That's it.
The time to do this work is...
This guy's brilliant. I always thought that you would fix the roof when it's snowing. Love that. Shelly, you guys are from College Point? I didn't even know that, Shelly. And you've never used that expression either? Huh? Yeah. Yeah, he made that up. He just literally made that up. Yes. See? He'll roof in the rain. Tim is not only is Tim an economist, he will roof in the rain. Tim, you're amazing. I love it. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
Now, when you need the jobs and the volume is low, and New York will lead the way. Gotcha. We are going to accelerate our big infrastructure programs. We have the Empire Station project.
Okay.
Which is building a new Penn Station.
Empire State project. Empire Station project. That sounds amazing. It's going to be 14,500 jobs. You know how many times our king has announced how many jobs he would create over the past 10 years, and how many times that number has met the amount of jobs that he said it's met. I'm going to give you a wild guess around. It's a round number. It's round because it's zero. Never. That's how round that number is. It's a zero. He has never made his job promises ever in 10 years. I don't mean like he made it once out of 1,000. I mean he's never made it. This number, he just made up. Literally, he made that number. He goes, you know what? What number do you think? 14,000. That's 14.5. All right, put that number down. Because no one's going to pay attention. He's never going to make it. He made that up.
Which is long overdue. That Penn Station has been torturing people for too long.
All right, so if Penn Station has been torturing people for too long, who could have fixed Penn Station, say over the last, 10 years or so? Is there someone responsible for the MTA that crosses multiple counties in a state? So it crosses multiple counties, so it's run by the state. And who runs the state? Oh, that would be you, who you sat on your horrible ass and fixed nothing and blamed everyone and ran our economy into the garbage and ran people out of our state. And now you've shut our economy down and destroyed us. And now you're blaming us. You know what to do now? Let's start fixing the MTA. Now's the time. Good timing. You got it.
Let's now accelerate the Empire Penn project.
Love that.
While the ridership is low and when we need the jobs. Accelerating LaGuardia Airport.
LaGuardia.
Be the first new airport in this nation in 25
years. 8,000 made up jobs.
Traffic is low. Passenger volume is lower. Let's accelerate that construction.
Love that.
And let's do things that we've been talking about for a long time, but we've never actually pulled the trigger on.
Okay, what? I love that. Whenever something good happens, he did it. Whenever something's bad, either you or we. He actually said, all these things we've been talking about, but we've never pulled the trigger. Haven't you been in charge for 10 years? Haven't you been in charge for 10 years? And I was up there saying, don't do it, Governor. It was me stopping you, right? I was stopping you from doing this. Who was Tim? Was Tim up there giving you spreadsheets, showing you the economics, and he was stopping you? Was Tim doing it? No, Tim was probably fixing someone's roof. I was going to work. Only person who didn't make it happen was you. So all these problems, your fault. Stop saying we, unless it's the royal we. Maybe it's the royal we, right? Because he's the king. It said, we haven't, meaning him. He's the royal we. That's what it is, because he is the state. I can't believe how bad this is. Yes, it's a disaster. Because I care about you, Keith. Yes, I do. Yes. Yes, I love it too. The anti-2A guy goes, let's pull the trigger. Yeah, he wouldn't know what that is. That would be embarrassing for him. That would be painful for him if we actually debated it. Absolutely would be. Yes, I'm upset tonight because this drives me crazy. I am. This is my state, right? I mean, I know a lot of you who are watching aren't New Yorkers. I get it. But this is what's happening in your state too. Just wait for your governor to do exactly the same thing, to blame everybody but themselves for all the errors and to make up stuff. But again, Anthony knows this. We haven't got to the end yet. See, who's going to pay for all this? This all sounds amazing, But it all wraps up at the end to money from the federal government. So he has all these great plans to do all these amazing things with no tax revenue, no business, no people. How you going to do it? Trump's got to write me a check. If Trump can write me a check, then we can do this all. And when Trump says no, see, Trump's a bad guy. We were going to fix New York, but Trump screwed it up. Of course. And if Trump gives him the money, he's going to say, see, my plan's awesome. Trump figured out that my plan was awesome. Either way, Trump loses and Cuomo wins either way. It's a great plan. I mean, when it comes to plans of not caring about your people and ensuring that you still look good even after you've done a horrible job, again, winning.
We know that we need renewable power. We know we can generate renewable power in upstate. We know we need it downstate.
Yeah.
Let's build the cross-state transmission lines to develop that renewable market upstate and satisfy the need downstate.
So let's worry about energy. Now. What about 10 years ago? What about for the last 10 years? How about that? Let's do it now.
We know they have low-cost hydropower in Canada. Let's run the cable, the transmission lines from Canada to New York City to get that power down here. And let's stop talking and let's start doing.
I'm agreeing. You've been talking for 10 years. How about start doing? Absolutely. Yes, Brittany. So no lie, if Trump gives the money, it's still not going to be enough in their crowd. You're probably right. Yeah, you're right, Brittany. He'll say he was supposed to give me $8 billion, but he only gave me $6 billion or whatever. You're right. He'll do that instead. Yeah. I know. Usually, Stephen, I don't watch him. He's on every day. Totally agree. But this one was just so blatant. I had to watch this one because it was so blatant. Terrible. Absolutely. So Governor Northam, VA, and Cuomo in two-way race for worst governor in history. You know what? I got to tell you, I'm going to win. I got you on this one. I'm going to win. You can try, but when it comes to bad governors, I got you. See, because my governor is so bad and so corrupt, and he doesn't go to jail. See, Illinois is trying to be cool like us, but their governors get caught, right? So that's their problem. Their governors get caught. They're not as good as us. We don't get caught. What happens in our state is his cronies go to jail. He doesn't. He's better than the Illinois people. I'm sorry, Illinois, I love you, but your corruption is good. I mean, it's professional grade corruption. It's just not Super Bowl corruption. Our Super Bowl. And Jersey. Jersey's gone to another level. Jersey has just basically melded the mob and government together into one, right? So they're like another level corruption. So they're really good too. Jersey's got it down. New York, we are their Super Bowl level. VA, I love you guys. You're not there yet. You're like playoffs. You're not to the level of corruption that we have here. You're on your way, but we got you beat there. We just do. I don't mean to be mean to you, Virginia. I'm just saying, when it comes to corruption, we got you. I like Angry Larry too. I think it's good. Yes. And yes, the thing you hate most about government, yes, eminent domain. That is how they will fix everything. They will come up and take your stuff and say, well, it's to help the people. Let's just take it all. Absolutely, it's true. 100%. They would just take it all. Yes. Let's see if I can go down here. Yes. All right. So let me keep moving if I could. I'll get out of this in a second.
Let's invigorate this whole renewable market.
It's all renewable.
And there are other big infrastructure
Bingo! And there it is. All I cared about was right there. You see it with federal approval in yellow, because that's the important part. And if you're still watching, here's our ending. Here is our ending right here with federal approval. See that? I have all of these ideas that now we're going to spend, and I could never build them locally because every single budget I ever passed in 10 years was never balanced and always had a deficit, and now we're $400 billion in debt. So I could never build any of these things except the bridge that I put my dad's name on. That I found money for. But everything else I could never build. I just couldn't do it. But now with COVID, I have an excuse to yell at the federal government, take that money, put us more in debt, build a bunch of stuff, and now call myself a hero. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get us out of this, even though I put us in it. I'm going to get us out of it and see. And if I don't, I'll blame Trump. And if I do, I'll act like Trump didn't do anything. I'll act like I had to fight Trump and wrestle him down and put him in a headlock until he gave me the money. That's what I will tell people. And sadly, lots of people will believe it. Lots will believe it. They absolutely will. So, yes, it was $500 billion for the states to be doled out. Yes, $500 billion. That's a lot of money. $500 billion is a lot of money. And yeah, he'll want all of that. He says $500 billion for the states. What he means is $499 billion for New York and the rest for whatever. Yes, he stole from my pension. Yeah, Shelley, pensions are on the way out. This is bad. Pensions on the way out. And what he's going to say is, I don't have any money. That's what he's going to say. He's going to say, I don't have the money. That's what he's going to say. See? He's going to say COVID took your pension. He's going to tell you. COVID took your pension. Why are you selfish, Shelley, getting the money that you were promised and that you put your hard work into? Why do you want your money back? Aren't you selfish when people die? That's what he's going to tell you. Watch when he tells you that.
I'm talking about, which we have to do, where we need federal help and federal approval.
Yep.
Let's put those on the table. The air train to LaGuardia.
Look at that. All right. I'm going to stop doing it because we went to our actual piece I wanted, right? And the one piece I wanted was just the part that it always ends with federal funds. That's how it ends. And the reason why, and people are actually open on this, and they're open on the idea that, look, and you hear him say it, the state can't print money. So the state's in trouble. It's got to go to the federal government, who can just print money. They actually say that in the mainstream media now. They're actually saying that. They're not hiding and saying, well, tax or well, no. They're actually saying, we'll just print money. And now you're finding people who don't even care. Like, yeah, just print it. Print the money. What do you care? Print the money. So anyway, I want to go someplace completely different. I'm such a completely different issue, which has been bothering me too. Totally different. And that is the poor, horrible guy who was killed by the cops, who was choked out. Some of you know this story. I hate it. It drives me absolutely crazy. But I want to show you. It is graphic, absolutely. Just so you see. This guy died. He literally has, the cop literally has,
look at his nose.
Guy's nose is bleeding. He can't breathe. He's saying he can't breathe. And the cop still has his knee on this man's neck. This cop doing nothing whatsoever.
His whole nose is
Everyone's telling him to stop. He's saying, what are you doing? Why are we doing this?
How long y'all gotta hold him down?
I don't know. He's not threatening anybody. He's not yelling and screaming. No officer is in danger. He's not hurting anybody.
He's not even resisting arrest right now.
He's not resisting arrest. He's doing nothing.
He's stopping his
He's
breathing
just
right now,
being
bro.
choked out.
Cool?
And you will watch
You
him
gonna keep-
as
you
you
gonna
move
keep
on.
your-
I'm going to go further down. As they grab him, he's passed out. And he's still got his knee on his neck. Look, he's passed out.
And then he just gonna pull him
They
up
just
there like
dragging
that,
him
bro.
like, come on now.
They killed him. They killed him. And I want you to be clear. They murdered him. I don't want you to think anything except that they murdered him. He was murdered. He wasn't resisting arrest. The cops were not in trouble. The cops were not afraid. He wasn't fighting anybody. He was murdered by a militant police force. Why? Why did they have to kill that man? And I know they respond, well, maybe he's a drug addict or something. Maybe he is. So he should be murdered in the street. That's the answer. If you believe that man, whether he's a drug addict or not, I don't know if he is. For the sake of argument, he is. I don't care. You believe he should be murdered in the street. And there is no doubt his race mattered. No doubt. And also me get angry. Oh, Larry being racial. I'm not being racial. Look at the videos. Where's the white guy getting killed? Show me those videos. If there's a bunch of those, I will shut up. And I'm serious. If there's a bunch of white guys getting killed by cops videos that have been hidden from me somehow and I haven't seen them, show them to me and I will shut up. But until I see those videos, think of how many aren't being shown. Think of how many we don't know. That cop had no empathy. Both of them. One was watching. Why didn't the other cop go, dude, stop? He sat there. He held the other people away from them. Why didn't that cop go, dude, take your neck. I got you. You were scared of him. I got it. You don't have to be scared anymore. Pull your knee off his neck. Nope. Not only did this first cop murder him, but the other cops sat back and watched. What is going on? What's going on? I get a cop might get upset, and I want to be clear, I don't want to be anti-cop in this. They have a tough, difficult job, dealing with a lot of crazy crap, dealing with terrible environments. I get it. I get it. And I get they could be stressed. I get they could be afraid. And maybe that guy was afraid, and he wanted to put his neck on his knee on the guy's neck. That could have happened. Okay. But why didn't someone then say, hey, dude, I got it. You're scared. Chill. He's all right now. Pull your knee off. Just do that. Nobody. You got 4 or 5 people saying stop. And you know all the people saying stop, you know they were all people of color. They were all black or Hispanic. All of them were. Because if they were white, they would have stopped. Yes, there is a racial component here that some people don't want to accept. And I'm going to show you how I know that for damn sure. Because the next one I'm going to show you. This one bothers me because it proves the first piece. Hold on, let me show you this one. This one proves the first piece.
Listen to what happened next.
Remember her?
Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
Please don't come close.
Amy Cooper.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close.
He says, please don't come closer. The brother says, please don't come closer. And Karen can't stop. Karen can't stop. She keeps coming. He tells her, please don't come closer.
Please don't come close to me.
I'm taking a picture of the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
What did she say?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
That is the critical piece. Right there. She said, I'm calling the cops. And he didn't get scared. He said, please call. Then she said, I'm going to tell them an African-American man. She brings it up because she knows the cops might kill him and it should make him afraid. That was a threat. Because even she knows that because that man is black, the odds of him being choked to death just went up. Just went up. And we wonder why so many people of color hate cops. And we wonder why white people hate cops too. But I'm just saying, why so many people of color hate cops. You know why? Cops. You're going to have bad apples. I get it. We're never going to have a perfect police force. I get it. I'm not asking for perfection. It would be amazing if we had a perfect government or perfect police force. It's not going to happen. I get it. But when you see one of your own doing this stuff, stop them. Just stop them. When the guy's ready to choke out Eric Garner, don't help him. Stop him. When the guy's got his knee on the guy's neck, don't stand there and block the people. Stop him. Take advantage of this and stop him. You know what that video should have shown? The other cop going, dude, stop. I've been like, yes. I get it. You had a bad day. You're stressed out. You put the guy down. You shouldn't have. And your buddy stepped in and said, don't do that. Stop. But they don't. They let it happen. They let it happen. And I'm going to tell you what I can't stand. If you look at any other profession in the world, lawyers, doctors, truck drivers, bus drivers, nurses, any profession you want, teachers, they will admit when there's a bad one of them. Teachers will say, that guy, bad teacher. Truck drivers will say, yeah, she's a terrible truck driver. They'll say that. They will say which ones. That doctor, bad doctor, she's terrible. They'll say that, right? That truck driver, bad guy, hate him. God, he's a terrible truck driver. They'll say it. Cop, nothing. No, nothing. Isn't that guy a bad cop? No. First step is we need more police whistleblowers. First step. Let's end the war on drugs, because that's where this all stems from. All this stems from the war on drugs. And then let's make whistleblowers. I'm actually happy that they fired like 4 cops for that guy. They should have. They should have. Because this woman, Amy, she shouldn't be able to use, I'm going to tell the cops that an African-American man is coming after me. She shouldn't be able to use that as a threat. That threat should not exist, but it does. It does. Absolutely. To this day, my wife will tease me sometimes. I tell the story often. When I cross the street, I have a deli across the street from my house. I live in Queens. When I cross the street, I grab my wallet. Not like some money. I grab my full wallet when I cross the street. And my wife's like, why do you grab your wallet? It seems dumb. Just grab a couple bucks and go get whatever. Get your milk or bread or whatever. Why are you grabbing your wallet? Because my father taught me when I was a kid, never leave the house without ID. Never. And to this day, I'm over 50. I still will never leave my house without ID. Still. The fear that I'll fit description and don't have ID and wind up getting taken downtown and whatever. Afraid of the cops. I'm over 50 and I still do it. There is a racial component here that has to end. And that component comes heavily from the war on drugs. And it will only change when we end the war on drugs and stop punishing whistleblowers. All whistleblowers. Stop punishing whistleblowers. All of them, to include Eric Snowden, to include all of them. This idea that whistleblowers are bad or hurting things is destroying our culture, and we have to end it. I'm sorry, I went a little bit long on that one, but that really just, yes, disgraceful. Absolutely. Yes, first degree, 100%. You know what? While I want them charged, Stephen, I do. That's not good enough, right? That guy's dead. Charge is good charge, yes, but that guy's dead. And if they just charge them and they go to jail or don't go to jail or get off or whatever, he died for nothing. We got to change the system. I don't want another. Look, they killed Eric Garner and they still kill people. They don't stop. You're just going to keep arresting bad cops with a system that keeps making bad cops and encouraging bad cops to stay and good cops to leave and every other cop become apathetic and not care? System. It's not enough. I do. You're right, Stephen. I want them charged. It's not enough. Now, you brought up a point. This is why citizens should be able to tase cops. This is a big point. And it's going to be a little off topic, but I want to be clear. You see so many people now, particularly who are protesting. What do they bring now? They bring guns. When's the last time somebody carrying a gun had that happen to him? You got a gun? All of a sudden, they don't choke you out. Huh? Strange. I don't remember seeing a guy with a gun getting choked out. I don't remember that. Ever. I don't remember that happening. Huh. Maybe the Second Amendment was maybe actually accepted in New York City as being real, not a suggestion like it is in New York City, and people could carry firearms. Maybe some wouldn't be choked out. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe. I'm just saying, I haven't seen many. I don't see that happen. Yeah. They were fired. I get it. I'm glad they're fired, I guess. But we got it. It's not enough. And I'm with you, Ryan. My father was in law enforcement. He was a cop initially and then became a corrections officer. I'm not anti-cop. I'm anti-cops not policing their own. I'm anti-cops not even pointing a finger at the bad ones. I'm anti-cops having to be in a war on drugs that turns them into having to be racist because the only way they can make their quota for arrests. I'm against all of that. That's what I'm against. So okay, Candace Owen tells the whole story and they both escalate. So I don't doubt it. I want to be clear, right? Maybe that cop did feel afraid. I didn't see what happened before. Maybe that guy was angry and screaming. Maybe that guy even threatened him. Maybe. I'll give the cop the benefit of the doubt, as I always try to. I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to be anti-cop, but I'm not. Maybe that guy was threatening him. Maybe he was on drugs. Maybe he was ready to punch him. All those things are possible. Maybe he escalated. Maybe he threatened to beat him up or something. Maybe even punched him. Maybe. At one point, though, the guy's on the floor. You've got your firearm ready. There's more than one of you. Your knee is on his neck. At that point, you can stop. There's no more of a threat. But let's say, and Shelly, I'm going to give him the cop more the benefit of the doubt. Let's say he was still pumped up from it, right? He was still afraid or pumped up because it was an altercation. Okay, then he wants to keep the guy down. I get it. The other guy's there and could have said, dude, it's good now. Calm. You had a fight. It was bad. He's down now. We got him. Why didn't someone else step in? Maybe all those bad things happened before. Perhaps, and I'm prepared to give that cop benefit of the doubt and not even be angry that he put his neck on his knee on the guy's neck, because maybe that guy was threatening him and fighting him, and the guy thought he was going to get hurt or something. Defend yourself, police officer. Defend yourself. But at one point, the threat is gone. Why kill him? Why kill him? Because in many of their hearts and heads, it is literally, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? All right. Sorry. I'm bothered by that one, obviously. So anyway, so yes, bad apples, way to see good apples. Don't be mean like that. Yes. Yes. There are good cops. I've met, there are good cops. Yes. Yes. This commentary is uncomfortable for us here, but it's absolutely fair. Look, I don't usually bring up race. I bring it up sometimes when it's appropriate. This time it's appropriate. Clearly, it's appropriate. So I bring it up. It's appropriate. Yes. So, my brother-in-law and his partner were killed on the job. Oh, I'm sorry. People put themselves in harm's way to protect them. Why? Because they knew the people in their beat. Yes. Absolutely. 100%. So, this is interesting. The idea of police unions. I really think that one thing that will help, and we talked about this before when I was running for office, I mentioned this, the idea of having cops have their own insurance, right? Right now, when a cop does something bad, basically the city pays for it or the town pays for it. And now our taxpayers pay for bad cops. Instead, cops should have to hold their own insurance, like doctors do, like lawyers do, like I do as a business owner. You have your own errors and omissions insurance or professional liability insurance, right? And cops should have their own. People go, well, unions will hate that. No, let the unions be brokers. The unions can broker the insurance to the cops. Well, what does that mean? If a cop does something bad or stupid, the insurance pays, not the city or town. The insurance pays. Well, eventually a cop does something dumb enough times, his insurance premiums go through the roof. He can't afford insurance. Can't be a cop. Done. His or her bad behavior ends their career, as it should. Do that, and boom, done deal. Good. So, all right, let me just keep going if I could. Was he actually in handcuffs, Colleen? I didn't realize he was. Oh my God, he was in handcuffs. Wow, terrible. I'm surprised that I'm surprised. I didn't realize. Wow, it's so bad. Yes. So anyway, yes. Yes, and she lost her dog, that woman, because she was choking her dog because she was so angry, and she got fired too. So that's kind of good. So anyway, so I'm sorry. I want to cover a couple of things. One last thing, because you know for sure it is never Tuesday. It's never Tuesday, and it is never last weekend today without one person who has to always come, and that is, of course, Fritz Karia. So this is interesting one piece.
Continue to show a steady lead for Joe Biden. President Trump seems to be getting increasingly desperate. He's now
he does not like Trump. Clear. However, there's a big however here. I don't know if you like Trump or don't like Trump, whatever. I personally don't care at all. I want a libertarian president. That's what I want. He is right on the money, though. Right? He is obviously. Fareed always leans left, so he will take reality, good information, and then spin it left. But what he's saying is real, always.
Committed himself to an election strategy that is centered on blaming China and its leader, Xi Jinping.
Yes.
Throughout January and February, you'll remember.
You are seeing, remember, I hammered Cuomo on how he's blaming everybody. And you know what? Trump's doing the same thing. This blame game is the way
Trump
to win.
Showered praise on Xi, describing him as strong, sharp, and powerfully focused, repeatedly emphasizing the close Sino-American cooperation.
Yeah, a lot of time doing
COVID-19. And he praised Beijing for its transparency.
Tons of it.
As late as March 27th, Trump tweeted, We are working closely together.
Much respect.
Much respect.
Absolutely.
That was before it became clear that he had mishandled the outbreak in America and before his approval ratings began to drop.
Now, I'm not sure. This is something that I'm not sure of, right? I know people want to say that Trump obviously mishandled this. Don't get me wrong. He made a ton of mistakes. I'm not sure it was because he didn't know. And I've said this before, and people thought I was crazy when I say this, but I think a lot of people said nothing up front, but not because they were mistaken, because they wanted to make sure the same thing that Cuomo said earlier in the show, they wanted to make sure the wealthy were able to become liquid to purchase all of the assets that would come on the market once the economy crashed. Now, if you were watching about 2 months ago, I showed an economist, a CNN economist, who talked about the idea of everyone in the upper echelon knew that a crash was coming. They knew it, but they thought it was going to come after the election. When COVID hit, that sped things up. And when things got sped up, they were like, whoa, we're not ready. We haven't become liquid and been cash heavy, so we can be ready to buy up all the assets that happen whenever there's a crash. That happened in the crash from the dot-com bubble 2001. And again, as Cuomo even said, the real estate bubble 2008, 2009, and now this one of 2020. But so they want to get ready. So I have a feeling that everyone just went, hold on, let's unfreeze some assets, and then boom, now let it go. And when we all have to sell our cars, our watches, our homes, our property because we can't pay our bills, that's when the wealthy or liquid pick up all the assets, to include stock in the stock market, to include bonds, all those things.
No wonder then that he has returned to a familiar pattern, blaming foreigners. If the 2016 campaign centered around blaming Mexicans, the 2020 campaign will clearly focus on scapegoating China.
There we go.
Trump surrogates are already insisting that China must pay for the damage it has done.
This is interesting, right? You are totally right, Aaron. The perception is that he did. And I think that's true, right? Even if Trump did things right, I think the perception is he didn't, because just as much as Trump wants to blame China, Biden wants to blame Trump. And a lot of the media, Fox is the strongest media, obviously, right? It's the most powerful of the individuals. But there are so many others around them, right, that they all probably match Fox with many of them, right? The multitudes of media, they all want to blame Trump for this, while Trump wants to blame China. The question is, what are the American people going to believe? You're right, Aaron. Perception's everything. I mean, I hate to say it, but it actually doesn't matter if it's Trump's fault or China's fault. The question is, what will the American people believe? If they believe it's China's fault, Trump's gold. If they believe it's Trump's fault, he's in trouble. It is all the perception. That's what really matters. I completely agree.
Which will presumably happen right after Mexico pays for the wall.
Look at that punch he just did.
Let me be clear. China engaged in a cover-up of the initial outbreak in Wuhan.
100% it did.
Local officials silenced whistleblowers.
Yep, as they always do.
The entire Chinese Communist Party system was terrified that this bad news would slow growth or spook markets or reveal that it had mishandled a public health emergency.
Watch the butt.
They did the same and more during the SARS outbreak of 2003.
Watch the butt.
But the Chinese authorities also did.
There we go. But I can be good. China's awesome. I knew a butt was coming. The first part was right. I just wish he hadn't said the butt part. Right? That sounds weird. The butt part? Anyway, whatever. Hey, a libertarian. If you like the butt part, it's fine.
Do some things right. They sequenced the entire genome of the coronavirus and released it to the world on January 12th, much faster than happened with SARS.
And why does that matter? This is the piece he talks about. The Chinese are attacking and going...
Whoever deliberately delays or conceals reporting for the sake of their own interests will be forever nailed to history's pillar of shame.
So what does that mean? Why do you care about this? And maybe you don't, but the issue is the constant thing I'm talking about here now is blame. Blame for the COVID virus itself. Blame for who destroyed the economy. Blame, blame, blame. What I want to bring up here now is it doesn't matter who we blame. I'm going to get rid of this now. It doesn't matter who we blame. It doesn't. And I know it's going to sound crazy. But I have always been, in my teaching as a leader, in my life, in the world, not about blame, but assigning responsibility. Someone's got to be responsible for this. You know who has to be? The leader. The leader has to be responsible. Where the Chinese Communist Party fails, they didn't take responsibility for it. They blamed others. They blamed local dissidents who were lying and concealing reports. That's who the Chinese government blamed. They blamed someone else and did not take responsibility. Trump blames China, doesn't take responsibility. Cuomo blames us and Trump, doesn't take responsibility. Where is the leadership that says, you know what? We got to fix this. My bad. Let's make this happen. Let's take responsibility and make things better. Let's accept what we've done and make things better. That is missing. Through everything we talked about, that's all missing, right? For the cops, who took responsibility for that? Did someone go, wow, you know what? Our training is garbage. The reality of it is, and I talk about this all the time with cops. I know I'm a little bit off, but the concept's all the same. We're going to get rid of cops and fire them, or we're going to charge them. Great. But who's responsible for training these cops? They don't do that. Why are they trained or not trained, whatever the case may be, that when they're afraid, choke someone to death? How is that? Marines can't do that in Fallujah. Well, not in Fallujah anymore, but in Afghanistan, where they can't do that in Afghanistan anymore. They can't do that. And they're fighting in a war. You can't just shoot a prisoner and kill a prisoner. This is wartime. But here, in the civilian world, it's okay to kill someone because you're scared or worried or concerned and you're an officer? No. Where's the responsibility? What I want leaders to talk about is who's responsible, not who to punish, and who's going to fix it. This whole COVID crisis from beginning to end is a disaster and now a blame game. And sadly, I think whoever is elected president, I hope it's Joe Jorgensen, but whoever's elected president is probably going to be because the other one or two people are blamed. Not because the one who wins will actually take responsibility and fix it. It's because the other people are blamed. We talk about accountability all the time, but it's not really what we mean. We talk about accountability, we talk about punishing people. Who can I blame? Who can I punish? And we go, now they've been held accountable. No, they haven't. You have to fix it. The liberty movement is not about just punishment. It's not about that. It's about, I did something wrong, let me make it right. That is gone from our justice system. That is gone from our government. That's gone from our culture. All we want to do is point a finger and punish and blame and insult and hold stuff against somebody forever and yell and scream at them. But at no point do we just want to go, you know what? Can you fix this? You made a mistake. Can you fix it? Can you make it better in some way, shape, or form? Can you do that? How do you make it better for the family members of the guy who was choked out? How do you do that? How do you make it better for the guy who was sitting in a park, who was a bird? By the way, the guy was in a park was a bird watcher, and he didn't want the dogs off the leash because the dog might attack a bird. That's why he cared. He was telling him, put your dog on a leash so your dog won't attack a bird because I'm a bird watcher. I love birds. That was the reason why I did it. And now he's literally traumatized, right? Because now he knows that in his mind, a white woman is going to use the threat of, I'll call the cops to come get you because you're black and they'll kill you. And that was her threat. That was her threat. I'll have the cops come kill you. That was her threat. And he knows that that threat actually exists. And by the way, people do it all the time. Well, that's the Deep South. That was New York City Central Park. That was New York City Central Park. And that threat is real. And the other gentleman who died, that was Minnesota. That was Minnesota. Everywhere. This is a problem. I know I went all over the place today. I hope I was interesting for you all. The number one thing to remember is this needs to be about responsibility and not blame. Responsibility matters far more. Guys, do me a favor. If you like what I'm giving you, if it makes sense, if you're enjoying it, head over to patreon.com/Sharpe Way right now. Throw me a couple bucks, 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks. If you're one of those wealthy people that Cuomo says are going to be one of the winners and not the losers, if you're one of the winners, throw me $100. Throw me $100 a month if you're that winner. If you're not, it's fine. $5 is fine. But if you don't have $5, no worries. Here's easy way. Follow me on Sharpe Way Twitter, not Larry Sharpe Twitter, Sharpe Way Twitter. Follow me on the Sharpe Way. YouTube page and subscribe. Follow me on the Sharpe Way Facebook page. And as always, like this, comment, and share it. Let people know that we have media that talks about the issues that we care about. That's the only way we get around the media blockade. It's the only way we get around the media blackout that we're going to have. Guys, I say thank you so much. Jorgensen 2020. Vote.